Hands, motherfucker! Hands!
My name is James Keene. The day cops raided my house, they found drugs and heavy weapons.
Fuck is this, Jimbo?
Jimmy, it's an AK-47.
So no possibility of reduced sentence.
I got great lawyers.
They turn water into wine?
I wasn't even worried. I thought my dad would bail me out like always, but I was dead wrong. To protect the family business, he told me to plead guilty. That hit me like a sledgehammer. In court, I owned up to everything.
It is the judgment of the court the defendant be committed to the custody of the Attorney General of the United States or her authorized representative for the minimum guideline term of 120 months.
That's when I realized, me and my dad got played by the DA. 7 months in, a guard took me to the infirmary. The ones waiting for me were the prosecutor who had tricked me and a woman I'd never seen before.
We would like you to transfer to another prison and befriend someone to elicit a confession.
In this prison?
Maximum security specializing in the criminally insane.
Not for all the fucking money in the world.
How about freedom?
A complete commutation of your sentence.
No.
This kind of deal won't walk through the door twice. So, before you spend the next 10 years wondering why you didn't take it, look at the file.
Back in my cell, I flipped through the case file, page after page of brutal murders. I felt sick, but I couldn't look away. I called my dad for advice.
Springfield is the kind of prison that they send subhumans to. The fucking freaks with no souls.
They'll commute my whole sentence.
What happens if you don't get them what they want? What happens if you have to defend yourself and they tack on another 10 fucking years to your sentence?
How?
I don't know, but we're gonna find a way.
But a few days later, I got the worst news yet. He'd had a stroke, paralyzed, all because of me. I had no choice but to agree to Lauren's plan. The cops gave me a fake identity. Only the warden and the shrink knew the truth. Lauren would pose as my girlfriend, part of the cover, but once I got close to that place, I freaked out. What if I never made it out? The cops promised I'd be fine, so I walked into hell. After intake, I became just another inmate. Tried talking to Larry cold as ice. He ignored me. Tried again at lunch. Still nothing. Led me to the TV room with Larry. Larry was into true crime shows. But another inmate stormed in, switched the channel.
We were watching that.
Yeah, now you're fucking not.
You want to change that back?
No. I don't.
Right fucking now.
Do I look like a fucking remote control to you? Why? Motherfucker, do I look like a fucking remote control?
I approached a criminal named Larry, trying to extract evidence of his crimes. I hit the guy who had a conflict with him. I was dragged by the prison guards into solitary confinement. My name is James Jimmy. The next day, I was released. This time, Larry actually came to talk to me. I finally completed the first step of my plan, so I took the chance to chat with Larry about prison life. But before we could say much, a guard came looking for me.
You got a second, Jimmy? I heard the chin took a shine to you.
What's your point? The only reason someone comes into a place like this under an assumed identity, you're either Jimmy the gun runner from Wisconsin, or you're Jimmy, the drug-dealing cops kid from Chicago.
What do you want?
I read up on you. You were a big player in Chicago, lived large. So I need a small loan, and I'm good for it, and it ain't much. Not to you, but to me, in my present circumstances, it's a lot, and I need it fast.
How much?
10,000.
How am I supposed to come up with 10 grand in here? Talk to your daddy.
When I asked my father to send money, I found out the money had already been spent on his medical treatment. At that point, I finally became friends with Larry. We talked about our past. Larry envied the life I had before prison. When I tried to ask about Larry's past, suddenly I was interrupted by the guard who had been threatening me. I could only tell the guard that I'd figure out a way to get the money. I had no choice but to ask Lauren, the one who sent me undercover, for help.
One of the guards is gonna pull him my cover unless I can get him 10 grand. Might even be too late.
Jimmy, I can't get you 10 grand. Bureau would never approve it.
I had no other option now but to risk my life to finish the mission. Only by getting the evidence could I save myself. I snuck into Larry's cell to search for his hidden secrets. Soon, I found something strange in a magazine. It was filled with illustrations of murdered girls. That made me even more certain that Larry was the serial killer. I carefully put the magazine back in place and rushed back to my own cell. But I ran into the guard who was blackmailing me. All my money had already been spent by my father, so I had nothing to give him. But if the guard exposed my identity as an undercover agent, I could die at any moment.
Did you see anyone in here?
No? Something missing?
Why would something be missing?
If I was worried someone had been in my spot, I'd worry someone took something.
I'm not worried. Someone was in my spot.
Then why'd you ask if I saw someone in there? The next day, Larry suddenly woke me up, acting like a child who wanted to make up. I immediately forgave him. Larry laughed happily, saying he would protect his friend. I used the moment to talk to him about our feelings. We became closer and closer. Not long after, we talked about our childhoods. When I mentioned how my stepfather broke my ribs and my mother did nothing, it triggered a sense of empathy in Larry because he had a similar childhood. Larry asked if I had ever thought about revenge.
Yeah, I wanted to fucking kill her sometimes. Did you think about how?
Jumping down the stairs?
Oh, but what if she hung on for a few minutes after? They do that. I soak a rag in starter fluid and put it in a mason jar in my hand. If you put it over a person's face, they're out in seconds. I gotta figure it's a lot more pleasant than being thrown down a flight of stairs.
Why do you do that, Larry?
So they'll stop hitting me.
They?
Girls, you know.
I finally got Larry to reveal real evidence. I asked him, among the girls he heard, what was the youngest age? The cautious Larry made me answer first. After I gave a number, his instinctive reaction was to ask if the girl resisted. Just as I was about to ask more, Larry was called away by a guard to fix the pipes. I watched the guard spread rumors that I was an undercover. Larry immediately sensed something was wrong and asked if I had a problem with the guard. I used the chance to say it was for Larry, because the guard said Larry harassed girls. Larry denied it, saying he never forced any girl. Then he recalled the girl he had left in the cornfield. She used to like talking to him. Larry picked her up when her bike broke down. But later, she started attacking him. I asked what happened, but Larry suddenly got cautious. My sincere expression fooled him. He started talking about the whole incident. That night, before leaving, he told me to meet him at the wood shop. I went as promised. Larry was drawing a map. To prove himself, he brought up another missing girl. After killing her, he folded her clothes, put her earrings on top, and dug her the best grave. He said no one would ever find it.
Could give them the map. If I did that, then I would never get out of here.
You could. What if someone could send the locations of the girls to the authorities, like, anonymously?
James, you're fucking with me. You're always fucking with me. You're just like Gary.
Give these people some release.
Never.
Why?
Because, James, I'm going to win my appeal. And I'm going to walk right out those doors and keep on living my life.
No. Fucking way. You demented fucking monster! Oh, I'm gonna